Okay, greetings and blessings, everyone. Let's see, can we get this thing going here real quick? Okay, greetings and blessings, everyone. See, can we get this thing going here real quick? Oh, there you go. There you go. I had to kind of work on something real quick. But look, tonight we're going to talk about the Supreme Council for the Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction. I believe that this is going to be a good one for you. This is going to be a good one for you. So I'm going to be pulling up some things. I'm going to be doing some screen sharing here. And like I said, I think this is going to be really good for you tonight. So look, sit back and relax, enjoy. And if you can hear me, please say you can hear me. Greetings from Scott. Oh, okay, Scottish Lodge number. Okay, great. Good to have you on tonight. Good to have you on. If you can hear me, please let me know. I would love to know that. Greetings coming in. So tonight, conversation is going to be about the Supreme Council, Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction, and John G. Jones. What we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the things that were said in regards to that particular Supreme Council, what happened during that time when Jones was the Sovereign Grand Commander. I'm going to be posting and sharing with you some newspaper clippings and articles in regards to that and what actually took place during that time. Now, here's the funny thing. We know that during that time and era, the newspaper was their Facebook. It was their way of getting across information and things like that. So we're going to get right into this, and I'm going to be sharing this with you. So come on right on in. Greetings. I hope that each of you can hear me okay. If you can hear me, please put a thumbs up. Please do something where I can know that you can hear me. I certainly would appreciate it. Oh, loud and clear. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about right there, loud and clear. This is going to be something real good. And some of this information you may know, some you may not know. But look, I'm going to get right into it. And I'm gonna share some with you real quick here in regards to Brother Jones, real quick. I'm going to share this with you. And I believe that this is going to shed a lot of light on Jones and who he was and what he was all about. Now, I'm hoping that you're able to see this. I'm hoping that you're able to see this. And we're gonna read through it. This is from 1896, Washington, D.C. Saturday. This is the Washington Bee. And you can look this up for yourself. And I think this is going to really help you to give you insight on Jones and what was going on with him at the time. All right, this is what we're going to be doing. So if you are able to see this, let me know. I certainly hope that you are. Let me see. Fraternal greetings. What's going on, Brother Muhammad? Brother Michael, I appreciate that. Brother Gilmore, it's kind of late for us on this time, Brother Gilmore. I appreciate it. But if you can see this, let me know if you can see this or not. I'm doing a little screen share here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through exactly what was going on with Jones at the time of the Supreme Council for the Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction. This is something that's great to know. So as you can see in this particular article here, the unique thing is it says United Supreme Council, Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite, 33rd, for the Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction, United States of America, Grand Orient. That's very important. It says Grand Orient, located at Washington, D.C. Office of the Most Puissant Sovereign Grand Commander, 3717. This is in Chicago, Illinois. And it goes on to say, to whom all it may concern, greetings. Now, in this particular article that we're looking at, what it does is it tells you that Jones clearly believed, that the Supreme Council had authority over, hear me, over the Blue Lodges. Yes, I said it. Jones at one time believed that the United Supreme Council had authority over the Blue Lodges. And I'm going to tell you why. He believed that because he had a relationship with the Supreme Council of Louisiana. John G. Jones had a relationship with the Supreme Council of Louisiana. Now, even here's the funny part. He even gave the Supreme Council of Louisiana a charter to operate the Shrine. He issued them a charter. That's a known fact. That's a known fact. He did that. And as you can see in this particular article right here, I'm gonna pick up midway along here where it says, for Jones, it says Masons, but the Supreme Council of the 33rd has just as much power and authority and rights. Hear that, authorities and rights over the apprentice, fellowcraft, and master mason degree, as much as it has over the 33rd degree. A Supreme Council, the 33rd degree, has undoubtable authority to institute Blue Lodges and confer the first 3 degrees in masonry as much as it has over the Scottish Rite degree. The Supreme Council of Belgium, Australia, and Haiti is one Supreme Council in this country now exercising that power and authority in instituting Blue Lodges and conferring the first 3 degrees in masonry and giving the lodges charters from the Supreme Council. And wherever they do it, would be just as regular as legal as any other lodges established anywhere. That was his main thought. That was where Jones was at. He believed that clearly, because you have to understand, in 1895, when this particular Supreme Council was established, they incorporated that Supreme Council for the Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction. The key thing here is that you must see it says Grand Orient. That is the key. It says Grand Orient. Okay? This is in 1896. And this Supreme Council has had multiple splits. Hear me clearly. This Supreme Council has had over 5 major hits, filtered all the way down to the Grand Lodges. Let me say this once again. This particular Supreme Council that we're talking about right here has had 5 major hits. In each one of those hits that it's had, there was a split, there was a scrimmage. And it has filtered all the way down to the states. This is why you have the multiple General Grand Masonic Congresses and things like that. It's because of the scrimmages and splits within this Supreme Council. This is the reason you have it. And most people will say, well, nobody really has the charter for the legitimate Supreme Council. And that is true. No one has it because of the multiple splits. That's a fact. No Supreme Council of the Southern or Western Masonic jurisdiction can say they have the original charter with John G. Jones' name on it and the rest of them. They can stake claim to it, but I'm talking about paperwork. Now, and speaking of my own Supreme Council, we have documents, we have paperwork, but I'm talking about that document in your hands. So I just want to share that with you and just want to let you know that's what Jones mainframe. That was his thought. He goes on to say, in one Supreme Council in this country now exercises that power and authority in instituting Blue Lodges of the craft, the first 3 degrees of masonry, and giving the lodges a charter from a Supreme Council. And wherever they do it, it will be just as regular as legal as any other lodges established anywhere. Okay? It would be remembered that it has only been a few years ago that our Supreme Council, whose Grand East is located in Washington, did grant a charter. Listen to this. The Supreme Council of Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction did grant a charter in the state of Florida and kept them under their protection for some time. And the lodges is recognized as regular and legal by the craft everywhere, which was right and proper. And the Supreme Council can at any time exercise that same right and resume a jurisdiction or authority in instituting a lodge wherever in their judgment deem it best. I mean, when I came across this particular article, I want to send a big shout out to Brother Christopher Tade out of Texas, who shared a lot of information with me. We've talked often. When I came across this, I was like, oh, that's where he got that from. So when Jones was expelled in 1903 from PHA, it wasn't known as PHA right then, but when he got expelled, it was a wrap. He was already gone. This is how the Grand Lodge of Washington, D.C. came into existence. It came in existence because of Jones and H.C. Scott, William Gray, and others. That's how that Grand Lodge came in existence, because of the Supreme Council. And when that Grand Lodge was organized, hear me clearly, and I'm going to show something to you in just a minute. When the Grand Lodge of Washington, D.C., as we know it today, ancient, free, and accepted Mason, when that Grand Lodge was organized, it was not organized under that banner. Oh yeah, that's a fact. I'm gonna say it one more time. When the Grand Lodge of Washington, D.C., as we know it today, that is Brothers Ollie Spencer Grand Lodge. That Grand Lodge was not organized under ancient, free, and accepted Mason. It was organized under ancient, free York Mason. I'm gonna prove it to you. Give me just a second. I gotta find this real quick, and I'm gonna share this with you in just a second here. I'm gonna share it with you in just a second. So hopefully everybody is doing well today, and that you're able to get something out of what I'm sharing with you. You know, I really hope so. So greetings, everyone. Greetings to you. So as I said, I hope that you're getting something out of this. Let me see what I can find this other article in for you. And I'm going to screen share it with you real quick here. No, that's not it. Let me see. It's got to be down here somewhere. No. Okay, let me go back over here. Okay. Let me close this right now. So like I said, though, this is going to be an interesting conversation. I'm looking for my other articles, and I'm going to share those with you in just a second here. Let me see where they're at. Let me see what I got. Nope, that's not it. So I hope everybody's having a great evening. A little late, I know. It's a little late. I know, I get it. I get it. I get it. It is a little late. Let me tell you right now. It is that. Let's see what I got. No, not another one of those. If you definitely want to hit me up tonight and call in, you certainly can call in tonight if you want to. That number is 619-286. I'm gonna put it in the chat real quick. 619-286-0642 if you want to call in. Okay, that's the call in number right there tonight. So if you want to call in, you're certainly welcome to do so. We can have this conversation tonight, because that's messing a whole lot of people up. Yes, Jones believed that the Supreme Council had the authority to organize Grand Lodges. He got that idea from the Supreme Council of Louisiana. That's where he got that idea at. He also issued a charter from the shrine to the Supreme Council of Louisiana. The Supreme Council of Louisiana right now, they are the only body, Grand Lodge, jurisdiction, whatever you want to call it. They are the only ones right now that really can produce that piece of paper. They're the only ones. They're the only ones that can produce it. Greetings, PHO National Chancellor. How you doing? I appreciate you coming in. So I'm looking for some more information here I want to share with you real quick regarding Jones and his thoughts as far as the Supreme Council was concerned. Okay, let me see. I'm going to be pulling this up in just a second. I'm going to be pulling it up with you in just a second here. Hope you're doing well today. I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit my screen share real quick. I want to bring this up with you before I go into my next article because I got to pull it up. So this article right here is when Jones went to Romania. There's a lot of talk about John G. Jones going to Romania. There's a lot of talk about, is that where the charter for the ancient, free, and accepted Masons come from? I'm going to tell you right now, hear me clearly. There is absolutely no ancient, free, and accepted Masons amongst African Americans at this time and place that can produce a charter that says John G. Jones gave it to him from Romania, or even with H.C. Scott. There is none. Hear me clearly on that. Do I have to repeat myself? There is no ancient, free, and accepted Mason Grand Lodge that can say that the Grand Lodge of Romania issued them a charter. There is none. You know why? Because it never happened. This is what happened. Okay, the Supreme Council of Colored United Scottish Rite of the 33rd United States is recognized by the Supreme Council of Scottish Rite Masons of Romania. That's how that happened. When Jones went over to Romania as a sovereign grand commander, it was in 1902 when he went over there. 1902, he wasn't so-called expelled from Prince Hall at the time. He was a sovereign grand commander. He went over to Romania as a sovereign grand commander, and they had mutual amenity and recognition with each other. This article is from Washington B, 1902. And as you can see here, it says, once again, the United Supreme Council of Colored Scottish Rite of the 33rd in the United States is recognized by the Supreme Council of the Scottish Rite Masons of Romania. Good news has reached the colored Masons in the United States, and they are now congratulating each other upon the laudable effects. The white Supreme Council of the Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite Masons of Romania, which body is composed entirely of white Masons, amongst who are some of the most learned and scholar men in that country. Romania is the kingdom in the southeast of Europe, southeastern of Europe, and has a population of over 6 million people. They have officially recognized the United Supreme Council of the Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite Color Mason for the Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction, United States of America, its territories and independence, which is presided over by the illustrious John G. Jones, 33rd of Chicago, Illinois, who is the sovereign grand commander. Negotiating between these two distinguished bodies of Scottish Rite Masons have been pending for some time, but it was only recently that the work was accomplished. The correspondence was conducted by the illustrious John G. Jones, 33rd of Chicago. They have also extended him fraternal and culture I can't even get the word out. Culture, messing it up. Invitation to visit their country and attend the next annual session of their Supreme Council, which would be held in 1902. Okay, there you have it. This is why most ancient, free, and accepted Masons would say that they have recognition, or they was recognized, or this is where the charter came from. This is why they say that. Period. This is it. If you ever thought of another time, this is where it came from. There was no charter issued to H.C. Scott. None at all. I know what people are saying. You know, how can you say that? I can say that because nobody can produce it. Hear me clearly. Now, my what's his name? Brother Spencer out of Washington, D.C., did indeed go over to Romania and visit the National Grand Lodge. And they did sign a Masonic amenity, the whole 9 yards. He did that. And I give him credit for it. But before that, nobody could have produced anything. Nobody could have produced any documentation that clearly said, hey, here it is. Nobody could have done it. No one. And that's a fact. People can say whatever they want to say, but no one could have produced that. That's just the truth of the matter. So I want to greet everybody in right now. And just if you got some feedback you want to call in, you're certainly welcome to do so. You're certainly welcome to do that. Please hit the thumbs up button for me. Share this information. I'm letting it sit there so you can read it for yourself, you know, so you'll be able to say, okay, so what's really going on here? What's really going on? And this is where we're at right now. So welcome back once again to anybody who's just tuning in. Tonight, we're talking about United Supreme Council, Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction. We're talking in regards to various different articles that I've come across with the help of Brother Christopher Taves and some of the other brothers who have shared a lot of information with me. So today we've gone through a couple. The first one we went through, we seen that John G. Jones himself believed that a Supreme Council had the authority to organize a Grand Lodge. I showed you that article. He made that statement clear. That's how he felt. Also, the next article I share with you is the mere fact of Jones in 1902 going over and visiting as a sovereign grand commander representing the Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction. Jones was that type of guy. He was clearly that type of guy. Greetings, everybody. If you want to call in, you're certainly welcome to do so. Hit the like button. I certainly will appreciate it. So I'm hoping that you're getting something out of this this evening. I know there's a lot been said in regards to Jones and all sorts of things. So let me see what else I'm going to be sharing with you real quick here. Let's see. Because, you know, and if you want me to, I would definitely share this information with you. I can definitely do that. Let's see here. Come out of that. Let me see. I got some more information I definitely want to share with you. Let's see. Can't do that. God dang it. Let's see. How's everybody doing today? Please hit the like button. I certainly would appreciate it. Please hit the like button. All righty, I think this is going to be able to do it right here. I think we got it. Let's see, open up wide. Yep, there we go. I think I got it here. So let me go back real quick. And so what I'm going to pull up here, okay, what you're seeing right here, is when John G. Jones, Supreme Council, issued a charter, okay, for a consistory. Check this out. Now, this happened in 1904. It says White Masons with John G. Jones 33rd. It says John G. Jones 33rd of Chicago, Sovereign Grand Commander of the United Supreme Council, Ancient Scepter Scottish Rite, Masons, 33rd of the United States of America and jurisdictions, in the Imperial Potentate of the Imperial Council of the Ancient Arabic Order Nobles of the Mission Shrine, North and South America, received last week the report that the illustrious deputy W.H. Nelson, 33rd, of 55, I think that's GRIGG, I think. This was in Cambridge, Massachusetts, that the Solomon consistory of the ancient Scepter Scottish Rite Masons in Mecca Temple of the Mystery Shrine. This consistory and temple is composed entirely of white Masons and the best citizens of Cambridge, who are predominantly of the Masonic order. Check this out. They took out a charter from the supreme body, which was presided over by the illustrious Jones. They also recognized him to be the only legitimate head and authority of the United States as far as the mystic shrine and the ancient and scepter Scottish Rite. So he issued a charter, and he issued a charter from the Shriners and a charter from the United Supreme Council to this particular body of Masons in Boston in 1904. They took it. And then if you look right here, I'm gonna blow this up a little bit. If you look right here, it says Negroes, Knights, Templars from American body. And it says right here, July the 10th, representatives from the state of Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Washington, D.C. Colored Knights Templars met last night in the city and organized a general grand encampment of colored Templars for the North and South America and elected the following grand officers. Here are your officers that was elected in 1904 under Jones's Supreme Council. Okay, 1904. Now, R.J. Fletcher. R.J. Fletcher is a very interesting man here in California. He is the founder of the of R.J. Fletcher Grand Lodge, which later changed its name to Hiram Matai Grand Lodge of California Incorporated. It is the first Grand Lodge under the banner of the ancient free and accepted Masons. They in turn received their charter from St. John's Grand Lodge in I want to say around 1906 or 07 is when they was chartered. Okay, now R.J. Fletcher is the past Grand Master, the most wishful Prince Hall Grand Lodge here in California. Now, according to their historical book, he left because he had a choice to make. Either he was going to stay with Jones, or they was going to eventually, move on without him. So what he decided to do was, since he was elected to the Grand Chancellor of Jones's Supreme Council, he stayed with Jones. That's what he did. He was not an expelled Mason. He was not an expelled Mason. He's a past Grand Master, Prince Hall Grand Lodge, California. Jones, that was Jones' guy. He sat on Jones' Supreme Council. Jones issued him, his Grand Lodge, a charter from St. John's Grand Lodge. I'm not going to necessarily say Jones did it himself, but the Grand Lodge issued that charter. And as you can see right here, he's part of the Knights Templars. Says R.J. Fletcher, Deputy Grand Master of California, Alexander Payne, Grand General Islamo, District of Columbia, J.H. Blanche, Grand Captain General, Arkansas. So these, and then we have my boy H.T. Brodus. H.T. Brodus became the Sovereign Grand Commander later on. He became the Sovereign Grand Commander later on for the Supreme Council of the Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction. He did become that Sovereign Grand Commander. So as I said before, I hope you're getting something out of this. Today, let's see where we're at real quick. Go up here. I hope everybody's getting something out of this today. That's what I want to share with you today. Let's see what else we got here. So greetings once again. Greetings, I'm back. As I said before, I hope that you're getting something out of this, because yeah, it gets to be interesting sometimes, doesn't it? It gets to be interesting. I'd like to know what anybody is saying in the chat over here. You got anything you need to say, go right ahead. I'm very interested. And if you want to call in, please do give a call in if you want to call in. Definitely do that. Let's see what else I got here to share with you today. Because this, this gets to be interesting. Welcome, everybody. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. Certainly would appreciate it. I got a little bit more to share with you today. So I'm just covering a variety of different topics in regards to John D. Jones. Let's see. I got a lot going on up here. Let's see what I got right here. Nope, not that one. Okay, I hope you can see that on the screen share. So there was a time that they said that William Gray was an expelled Mason. Now I want you to see this article. This is in 1904. Heavy damage suit filed against Richard E. Moore and others. You need to go look up and see who Richard E. Moore was. See, Reverend William Gray on last Monday commenced a $20,000 damage suit in the Supreme Court of Cook County versus the most wishful Grand Lodge of the ancient free and accepted Masons of Illinois, and also against Richard E. Moore, okay? Junior J.W. Moore, R.G. Hill, Frank W. King, L.W. Dickerson, Carson A. Smith, and it says on the charges of publishing, circulating a criminal libel and defamation of character against the plaintiffs, and stating that Reverend William Gray was conducted a fraudulent Masonic scam and was organizing bogus Masonic lodges, making Masons without any authority and power. John G. Jones, attorney representing the plaintiff. Boom. I'm just saying, because they said that he was an expelled Mason. They also said that, I guess he was supposed to have been a Prince Hall Mason. There's no place in record amongst the PHA body that can say and claim that he was. None. None at all. There's none at all. So this is dealing with William Gray and his lawsuit. And you know what? He won that. He won that lawsuit. So, that's another one I want to share with you. Hold on, I got a couple more. Let me see what I can pull up for you real quick here. Let me see this one. Okay, this particular article here, it says color Masons recognized by white brethren. Okay, this is a very interesting article, and I say that because of who was a part of Jones's Supreme Council at the time. One must understand John A. Bell. Does that name ring familiar to you? John A. Bell. He was a sitting illustrious Grand Inspector General on that Supreme Council. Yes, sir, John A. Bell. And I'm quite sure that name is ringing to you right now. Okay, so let's check out this article right here and see what this article is all about. This article says the Supreme Council of the Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite of Masons for the 33rd for the state of Louisiana in the jurisdiction, which is a white body. Now, here's the funny thing. This is where Jones, I told you, this is where Jones got that idea that the Supreme Council can organize a Grand Lodge. It's going to be right here, because what they did in this particular in this particular article, what they did is that they exchanged representatives. The Supreme Council of Louisiana and the Supreme Council for the Southern Western Masonic jurisdiction, they exchanged representatives, okay? Because they was in talks. Because you got to know, you already know that Jones issued a charter from the Shriners to the Supreme Council of Louisiana. Yeah, he did it. It's a fact. I don't have to debate that. So let's go on with this article. It says the Supreme Council, the Supreme Council of State for Louisiana has membership of over 5,000 members. They have officially recognized the colored United Supreme Council of the ancient accepted Scottish Rite, 33rd for the Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction, United States of America. Grand Orient. Telling you, you got to listen to the name, Grand Orient. And go look up Orient. It's a different term. At Washington, D.C., the Supreme Council has some of the following cultures and distinguished Masons connected with it, in which as follows: Richard T. Greener, 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 Greener of New York, Robert T. Fletcher, E.A. Clark, W.H. Manuel, Frank J. Butler of California. Then it says E.A. Williams, James Lewis of New Orleans, W.L. Kimbrough of Texas, Reverend Chas W. Newton. These are very extinguished men of their time and date. And as you go on down, they have John A. Bell, J.C. Cage of Michigan, and a host of others. This Supreme Council is presided over by who? The illustrious John G. Jones, 33rd of Illinois, who is the sovereign grand commander. These two Supreme Councils of the ancient scepter Scottish Rite have exchanged representatives. The illustrious O.B. Durin, 33rd of Louisiana, who is one of the most prominent white Masons in the state of Louisiana, has been appointed commission. And then the next representative, you wouldn't believe it, F. Seville. Brother Seville was the Dorsey Seville was the representative for this Supreme Council. Oh, you didn't know. You didn't know. I'm just saying, there's a ton of information out there in regards to Jones and his activities, whether you want to, whatever you want to say and however you want to dub it up. I'm just, for me, to have this information and to read it and to have a better understanding of the complexity of the ancient accepted Scottish Rite and of how the various splits came into place. You know, a lot of people, a lot of Grand Lodges have not really kept good records. So when something comes up, they don't know how to deal with it. They don't, because they haven't kept good records. And if you don't keep good records, then how are you going to deal with something? That's just the truth of the matter. You need to really keep better records. And I think if a lot of Grand Lodges did that, a lot of them would be a lot better off, but they have not done that. And this is what you get. This is exactly what you get. Come out of that. This is exactly what you get. You come out of that too. So as I said before, I hope that you are definitely getting something out of this evening. Please hit the thumbs up button. Hold on just a second. Yeah, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I certainly would appreciate it. If you want to call in, yes, I know it's late. If you want to call in, you're certainly welcome to do so. That number is 619-286-0642. If you want to call in tonight, you're certainly welcome to do so. How's everybody doing today? I hope that you have had a blessed day. Hope that things are going well for you. Certainly do. Let's see what else I want to share with you this evening. Always getting something out of information. Do you believe Masonry is the only way to obtain? No, I don't. I don't. A piece of bread. I don't believe that at all. That's real. Staying on the square, brother. I appreciate that. I don't for real. You know, that's for real. So let me see what else I'm going to be sharing with you as far as information is concerning tonight. Let's see. Share that already. Share that. I hope that your families are well. Okay, I'm going to share this with you. I think this will be a fun share for you also. This will be a fun share for you also. Let's see. Did I lose everybody? Did I? I think I may have lost. Oh, there you go. Woo! I thought I had clicked off somewhere along the way. Let's see here. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button for me. I certainly would appreciate it. I certainly would appreciate it. Let's see, can I share my screen with you? I'm going to share right here. I'm going to pull up some for you that's pretty interesting too. Let's see if this is it. No, that's not it. Let's see. I think I got one more up here. Let's see. No, not that one. Not that one. It has to be this one. Let's see what this one is. Nope. I shared that one before. I've lost what I want to share with you. So please bear with me. Oh, I read that one before already. I think this is dealing with William Gray. Okay, so check this out right here. This is in 1904. It says, in the case of the people of the state of Illinois against Richard E. Moore, that was heard before Justice Kraft. He was found guilty of the charges of criminal libel and was held to the grand jury under bond of $500. This is what I was talking about in regards to William Gray suing the Grand Lodge of Illinois Ancient Free and Accepted Masons PHA at the time. He sued them and he won, because I've heard people say that that he was not a Mason, he was not this and he was not that, but he won. So him and Jones sued and they won a $20,000 of judgment against them. I've already posted that that winning. So this was in 1904. Remember, Jones was supposed to be expelled in 1903, but they go to court in 1904 and he wins. What else I got here for you? I just try to pull out as much information as I possibly can that I believe that you're going to get something out of, that you're going to share, that you're going to like it. Because trust me, a lot of people don't get an opportunity to just really go through a lot of the information, you know. So as I get it, I want to share it. Check this out right here. So this is 1896. This is an article from 1896. This is the Washington Bee, all right? This is the Washington Bee, 1896. So it says here, Monday, April the 27th, 1896, an amendment to incorporation of the papers was filed with the recorder of deed of Washington, D.C. Said paper setting forth more fully the object of the incorporation, following the well-known Masonic and well-known Masonics were the incorporation of John G. Jones, 33rd, Chicago, Illinois, D.F. Seville. This is when they incorporated the Supreme Council, okay? This is the paperwork, and it's posted in the Washington Bee, 1896, when they incorporated the United Supreme Council for the Western and Southern Masonic jurisdiction, okay? These are the original officers right here that you see. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit and take it up a little bit. So if you can see that, you may want to take a snapshot of it. You know, you might want to take a snapshot. Greetings, what's going on, Vincent? Have a great night. Oh, you calling it a night, huh? It's almost 10 o'clock. Brother Charles, how you doing? Greetings. Appreciate it. Joining all the way from Jersey, Emmanuel Lodge, number 17, Ancient Free and Accepted Masons. Welcome there. I appreciate you coming in. So look, tonight I just really want to break down and share with you some of the information I've come across regarding John G. Jones, regarding some of his activity, you know, because what happens is everybody has their own opinion about the man. I have my own opinion, and I respect everyone's opinion. I really do, because everybody has information they want to share. And tonight, I just want to share with each of you some of the information that I had on Jones, that I have on Jones, and I think it opens up another avenue for having a conversation, because I believe that when you have information that you can share with your brothers in regards to who he is, and if you are claiming, if your Grand Lodge is claiming, hey, we're part of the Jones lineage, you know, maybe, I don't know, but if you're claiming that, the best way to really find out is to see and go into the archives of your United Supreme Council and your Grand Lodge. And there you're going to find your connection, because a lot of times I'm finding within that Supreme Council, there have been like 5 splits. We're talking 5 splits of the United Supreme Council for the Southern and Western Masonic jurisdiction. And there may have been others that I know nothing about, but I'm talking about the 5 that I do and that I can identify, you know, and that's the best way to go. That's the best route to take if you want to find out things in regards to your Grand Lodge. You're going to find that information out through your General Grand Masonic Congress. You're going to find that information out through your Supreme Council, because of the multiple splits. As I've said before, to follow the ancient free and accepted Masons history, to follow it is mind-blowing. It's baffling. With all the multiple splits and things, it is baffling. That's why it's important that each Grand Lodge should maintain an archive. Each one of you should. And that's how you're going to find out what's what. And if you need some assistance and I can help you, I'm here for it. I'm all here for it. So look, I've been on here for a little while, for about a little hour here. And I just want to say, I want to thank you for coming in and joining me today and just sharing some information. And please, at any time, if you have my number, you want to reach out, you're certainly welcome to do so. And, you know, as always, I want to greet each of you. And my prayers is that each of you continue to live a happy and prosperous life as I get ready to log off. I just want to say thank you each for coming in. And please, once again, do me a favor of hitting the like button, sharing the video. And if I can be of any assistance to you, please do reach out. Until next time, peace and be